past? Has it dawned on you?
Yes, definitely. I think it is the biggest honor that a player can get. Captaining your country, especially in Test cricket, is something that not many people have the opportunity, and I think I'm very excited for this opportunity.
Hi Shubman, congratulations. Can you talk us about the number 4, discussions what went, because you opened the innings for India in Test cricket, then number 3 also, and then now number 4. And is there any surety on who will be at number 3?
We actually were waiting. This summer has been a little bit different to the other English summers. It's been a little bit dry, so I was just waiting to see the wicket one last time to see the final combinations and deciding on that.
And your number 4 discussion?
There was, after Virat Bhai retired, me and Gigi Bhai had a discussion about it, and we were both clear that he wanted me to bat at number 4, and I was also clear that I also wanted to bat at that number.
In Australia, we saw the team was a little confused in their philosophy of how to take 20 wickets. They were maybe worried about the batting depth and get the batting all-rounder instead of a bowler. What is your philosophy about, how do you want to go about taking 20 wickets as quickly as possible? Are you prepared to play 4 10-unders if it is required to get 20 wickets first?
Yes, definitely. I think in test matches, if you want to win a test match, you can't win a test match without taking 20 wickets, no matter how many runs you score. So that has been one of our key discussion points. How we're gonna take 20 wickets, and there might be a case, where we would only be going with 6 pure batters, and you would see a bowling all-rounder and 3 to 4 premier fast bowlers or proper bowlers.
Have you chosen a team in the first place?
Sorry?
Chosen a team?
We have maybe 1 or 2 different combinations. I was just waiting, like I said, to come out today and see the wicket for the one last time and see how it's going to pan out for the next 5 days.
Any more questions from this side, please? Yeah.
Shubman, of course, Rishabh talked about your camaraderie with him and how this young group of boys are gelling. So how important will it be to set a new benchmark for this team, new environment for this team? What are your ideas going forward? I asked the same question to Rishabh as well, and he was very clear about what he wants to do. What is your vision?
Me and Rishabh, we have played a lot of cricket together, and our mindset and our thinking is sort of aligned, and our vision is sort of aligned. We want to create an environment in the team where everyone feels secure, and I think I personally believe that everyone's best performances come when they are feeling the most secure and they are feeling validated and secure, and that's the kind of environment that we want to create in the team.
Captain, may I ask you, if you imagine winning 5 Test series in England and imagine winning the IPL, which one seems more magnificent to you?
Definitely the Test series, in my opinion. You don't get many opportunities as a captain to be able to come to England. Maybe 2, if you are the best of your generation, maybe 3. And IPL comes every year, and you get to go have a crack at it every year. So in my opinion, winning a Test series in England, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa are bigger.
What sort of style of play will we see under your captaincy from India? Are you inspired at all by what Bazball has done for England in the last few years?
I think you're going to have to wait till August to see what kind of style is that going to be.
Captain, सबसे पहले शुभकामनाएं आपको.
Thank you.
ये बताइए कि जिस हिसाब से ये टीम है, एक यंग टीम है, कुछ एक्सपीरियंस खिलाड़ी भी है, अपने आप की भी बहुत अच्छी है. आपका एक विजन क्या है इंडियन क्रिकेट के लिए? किस तरह से इंडियन क्रिकेट, खास करके टेस्ट क्रिकेट को आगे लेके जाने के लिए जो आपकी सोचना है?
सर, जो हमको हमारे सीनियर से ब्लूप्रिंट मिला पिछले 5-10 साल में कि हम कहीं भी जाके जीत सकते हैं, और उसी कॉन्फिडेंस और उसी ब्लूप्रिंट को हमारी फॉलो करने की कोशिश रहेगी. और विज़न जैसा कि मैंने बोला कि अगर टीम में आपका इन्वायरमेंट बहुत ही अच्छा, प्लेयर्स बहुत सिक्योर और कॉन्फिडेंट फील करते हैं और उनको पता है कि उनका रोल क्या है, खुद का रोल, तो वो एक इन्वायरमेंट हम टीम में क्रिएट करना चाहते हैं. और अगर वो इन्वायरमेंट हम क्रिएट करने में कामयाब होते हैं तो आई थिंक हमारी जो भी टेस्ट सीरीज़ और ये जो WTC साइकिल है बहुत ही कामयाब रहने वाला है.
Shubman, have you spoken to Virat or Rohit at all about how you want to go, or any tips from them about how to go about the captaincy?
Yes, of course I did. I met both of them in the IPL, and they told me about their experiences, especially here in England, and some of the challenges that we might face here in England. But having said that, I think the test series actually that we played against England and India was one of the best series that I have been part of. And even in the test series, not many of our senior players were available in every match. And the how we went about that series was the way that I think the series is also going to be. I mean, if you look at the series scorecard, I think it was about 4-1, but that wasn't the number wasn't really justified how tough that series was for us. And if we are able to replicate that, I think that would be the key for us.
Was there one tip that they had to say that you will take away from the conversations you had?
I mean, I wouldn't be telling you any tips before one day before the match.
Hi, Captain, congratulations on captaincy. Just wanted to know that England these days, for the last few years, they have been playing a certain brand of cricket, high risk, high gain. And often it backfires also because they also give some opportunity to the opponent team as well by playing that way. So how are you looking at this, to counter this approach as an opponent captain, and your thoughts on this exciting series?
Yeah, I mean, they've been playing very exciting brand of cricket. They've been wanting to get results. I think that's what the approach has been. They from what we played against, from what we know when we played against them in India, or especially here, they have been wanting to get results. And as a team, whenever you are playing, you want to be able to get a result out of any match, and I think that's what they're trying to get. And I think it wouldn't be any different from us as well. And we also play to get result, and it will be a very exciting series.
Shubman, you're talking about having a very secure environment. Is it about giving a longer rope for some of the younger batters, or is it about having more empathy on the leadership front?
So I think it's about clear communication, what you want from them, and trying to assign roles how they would want to go about their things, having the confidence to be able to back them with the natural game, how they want to play this game. And yes, definitely there would be some players that you tend to give more rope to them because of their pure potential that you see in them. But having said that, I think, like I said, it's all about giving them clear communication and having honest conversations with them. And that's how I feel the bond of a leader or between a player is the best.
He hasn't played Test cricket for quite a while now, but the most recent memory of Test was not great, both at home against New Zealand and in Australia. So will that weigh the team down, or how are you looking at it? Inspiration, motivation, or mistakes to be corrected? So how are you looking at the results of those influencing or motivating you?
I don't think we'd be looking at that, to be honest. We all are very motivated. I mean, that's also a lot of people talk about, like our side is not experienced, but there are also positives that we don't really have any baggage coming to England, because not all of the players have really been to England. So that could be one thing that really makes the difference for us, because we wouldn't be carrying any baggage.
And do you expect the opposition to challenge you and target you a bit more now you're captain? And if so, you the kind of character that relishes that?
I mean, whenever I'm playing, I always think the opposition is trying to challenge me, and I mean all the players, that they think are key. So I don't think it's going to be any different.
Shubman, a lot is being spoken about your captaincy, you becoming the captain. But what is Shubman Gill, the batsman, thinking before this 5-test series gets underway? How have your preparations been like? Because you are clearly obsessed with your batting. You were batting the Duke's ball in the IPL as well. So how are you approaching this series as a batter? Anything different you are planning? And are you able to segment both batting and captaincy as well?
Honestly, when I want to go out there and bat, I just want to play as a batsman, not really want to think that I'm the captain of the team, because I think that sometimes put too much pressure on you. Whenever I'm going out there, I want to play as a batsman and want to dominate the opposition and be the best batsman in the series, and that's what I'm trying to look at.
Final question.
शुभमन माना कि टेस्ट जीतने के लिए 20 विकेट टाइम पे लेना जरूरी होता है, लेकिन अगर ये सीरीज की बात करें तो इंग्लैंड में खेलना, डीप बैटिंग करना, लंबे समय तक बैटिंग करना, खासकर पहले टेस्ट मैच के पहले इनिंग में, ये कितना अहम रहेगा?
सर, हर टेस्ट मैच की फर्स्ट इनिंग में लंबा स्कोर बनाना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, और आप किसी भी टेस्ट सीरीज़ की कैसे शुरुआत करते हैं वो भी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट होता है, बिकॉज फर्स्ट टेस्ट मैच ऐसा हो सकता है कि पूरे टेस्ट सीरीज़ की टोन सेट करे. तो अगर हमारी इन जनरल बैट्समैन के साथ भी यही बात हुई थी इवन ऑस्ट्रेलिया में भी हमें लगा बहुत सारे टाइम पे हम ऑन टॉप थे, बट हम उस सिचुएशन को फुली ग्रैब नहीं कर पाए, अपनी तरफ नहीं ले पाए। और ये आई थिंक एक चीज़ रहेगी कि अगर हम किसी भी टाइम हमको लग रहा है कि हम अभी ऊपर हैं दूसरी टीम से, तो उस हम रूथलेस कैसे बन सकते हैं, पूरा उस अपॉर्चुनिटी को कैसे ग्रैब कर सकते हैं, और यही हमारी कोशिश रहेगी।
Yeah, absolute triangle question.
Shubman, thoughts on yesterday's practice? Most of the bowlers, the base bowlers, the defenders had the batting sessions for the So, any thoughts being made to get the players used to scoring 10-20 more runs?
Yes, all contributions are highly appreciated, especially the lower order. I think the amount of frustration the fielding team gets when the tail ender scores runs is it kind of carries on when they sometimes bat as well. So any contribution from the lower order is highly appreciated in this team.
And as you head into this period, 5 tests against India, then the Ashes, is this the biggest challenge you'll face as captain so far, do you think?
Look, I think first and foremost, obviously, it's 5 games against India that we're focusing on. We know it's going to be tough, always is against India. The 5 test matches are very demanding on the body, so we'll be focusing on these 5 games first.
And you named your team yesterday. Is everyone fully fit still?
Hope so. Yeah.
Good to hear. Big selection decision was around who bats at 3. Can you just talk us through the thinking behind the decision to stick with Ollie Pope, and how close was it between Jacob Ethel and Pope?
Well, big selection just came from not us. Be remarkable to choose someone else if their last knock was 170. That's pretty much all I need to say on that.
And how has Ollie handled the extra scrutiny around his position? How's he dealt with that?
Look, I think in this day and age, it's very tough to not see all the kind of speculation and stuff around it, just because of how easily accessible things are. You don't even have to go and hunt for it to see it these days. But I think, scoring 170 in his last Test match has sort of shown how well he's handled that extra scrutiny of it, and it comes with the territory, I guess. When you are an international player, it comes with it. It's one of those things where when you're a kid, you dream about playing for England, and obviously it's an unbelievable thing, but then the other side of it is that you can come under the pump a little bit, and that's part of the territory, and part of sort of handling it is also being able to handle the scrutiny that no doubt was always going to come someone's way at some point.
In terms of your bowling attack, you're missing a number of players through injury. How big a boost to have Chris Woakes back?
Yeah, really good. Since, I think this is correct, but since me and Baz have been captain and coach, I don't think we've actually lost a game with Woakesy in the team. So, again, that just proves how much of a valuable cricketer he is to any team that he turns out for. I think him being the leader of the attack, he's going to thrive off that responsibility. He's a quality cricketer. The relentlessness that he has with the ball, whether that be new ball or old ball, and then having his ability with the bat down at number 8 is obviously massive for us.
And Woakes aside, a pretty inexperienced attack with Josh Tongue and Bryden Cast. How big a test will this be for them?
I think experience and experience. It's obviously it's spoken about a lot, but I see it at the end of the day, whether you played 100 games or 5 games, it's your skills that are the most important and valuable thing when you come out to playing, any form of cricket. Bryden's had an unbelievable start to his international career in all formats, to be honest, and he's been great for this Test team when he's put the shirt on. So I don't look into that too much, and it's great to have Tungy back over, the injuries that he had for pretty much a year, out of the game. So to see him back playing for Notts and doing really well, and getting his opportunity again in England shirt is very exciting. So really looking forward to the boys going out there this week.
Will they get helped by the pitch at all? It looks greener than usual.
Headingley's generally the probably best overall cricket wicket that we tend to play on. We've had some fantastic games here over the last couple of years. If batters get in, they are very hard to stop because of how true the wicket can be, how fast the outfield is, but you always feel like there's something in the wicket there for you as a bowler. I know there's scheduled 30-degree heat, but it is the north, so could turn up and it be 6 degrees, blowing a gale and raining. So, just have to wait and see what the lovely northern weather's got to offer us this week.
Ben, could I just ask you, physically, I've been watching you train over the last couple of days. It seems from where we were standing that you've been absolutely 100%. But do you feel as good as you ever have done physically at the start of a Test match series?
God. Physically, well, I mean, when I was 20, I didn't even know what stiffness or anything was. Obviously now, 34, everything is just naturally just a little bit harder to do. But look, I've worked hard to be where I am here today, and physically where I'm at, it's great. Raring to go, and just a bit more sort of sensible, I guess, about my build-up. Work hard for the first 2 training days, 2 days out, and then sort of very, very chilled and light the day before, just to make sure that everything's raring to go come game day.
And it's, well, obviously trying to win every Test match you play. I know the broader aim of this kind of era of English Test cricket has been to make it exciting and to bring people to Test cricket. When India are in the country, you kind of know the eyes of the world are on you. So in that process of just bringing people to Test cricket, I wonder if that makes it an extra level of excitement around the start of this series.
Yeah, they're always, obviously, India always brings excitement with them wherever they go in the world. We still want to be known as a team who play an exciting style of cricket, but now we are, not that we never wanted to win every game that we played, but it's sort of changing the sort of what we say, how we say it. So we want to be playing an exciting game of cricket because we know that sort of that's what brings the best out of individuals, brings the best out of us as a team. But it's about winning.
Just finally for me, just quickly back on Ollie Pope, would you say that big 100 against Zimbabwe was the decisive factor in his selection for this Test match, or are there broader issues at play when you made that decision? Well, looking more long term about what he's brought to England, or was that 170 the decisive factor in his selection, do you think?
Scoring 170 definitely doesn't do anyone any harm.
No.
But no, look, I said this when I spoke about it before the Zimbabwe Test. Having him at number 3 since I've been captain over a 3-year period, averaging over 40s, speaks for itself, I think.
Thank you very much.
We obviously had the World Test Championship final at Lords. You've obviously had your opinions on that in the past. It's restarting again now. The next qualification period starts. Are you sort of at peace with that tournament or that standings? How it's all worked out?
Look, I get asked about the World Test Championship and stuff, and obviously then I'm not just going to say what sort of is expected to say. I will give my honest opinion on it.
Great.
Which I feel I do. But look, to get to the final of the World Test Championship, you have to win games of cricket, and that's what we focus on. If we win enough games of cricket, then we'll find ourselves there at the final of the World Test Championship. And I think that's probably a better way of saying is that we don't focus on it. We focus on every game that we have in front of us, focus on the series that we have in front of us, and if we win games of cricket, we will find ourselves at the World Test Championship final. And if we get there, we will also look to win that.
And obviously something you'll know is that captaincy sits well on some people's shoulders. It sort of sits nicely, it helps improvement and thrive. You've got Harry in the team who's just taken over the white ball team, won 6 in a row. Is he, just looking around him now since he was last with you, does he feel a bit pumped up by it and somebody who's maybe grown as part of that experience?
Oh, it's very hard to get Harry Brook looking like he's pumped up about much, isn't it? He's a very chilled, calm, collected character. But I think the responsibility of having that one-day captaincy role now for him is, great to have another senior person in this dressing room as well. The more people that I feel I have to speak to, voice to, when we're out in the heat of the moment or whether we're off the field, anything like that, the better. I feel I'm always pretty good at asking people's opinion and not focusing too much on what I think, because sometimes you do miss certain things if you get too involved within your own sort of thought processes and thoughts towards things. So I've always, to be honest, used Brookie anyway. But yeah, I think him having that extra leadership role now with being one-day captain is going to be very helpful for me as well as all the other leaders I've got in the dressing room.
Yes, in the middle.
Yeah, this time around, crowd will be coming in excited, not to watch Virat Kohli, but Jasprit Bumrah. How do you look at this change? Is it exciting for you too?
But exciting that the crowd's coming to watch Bumrah.
Yeah. Not Virat Kohli, but for Bumrah.
Yeah, so obviously there's been a lot of said about no Rohit, no Virat and no Ashwin. That doesn't mean that we think it's going to be any easier than what it ever is against India. The pool of talent that Indian cricket has is just ginormous. So although Virat, Rohit and Ashwin have done amazing things for their country on the field, that doesn't mean that whoever comes in to replace, those individuals are going to be any less hard to bowl at or bat against just because of how big the pool of talent is in India. Obviously spent a lot of time out of the IPL, so I know that there's a lot of it. But yeah, obviously 3 massive names, 3 people who have done wonderful things for their country, but it's not going to be any easy for us because those 3 big names aren't here.
We'll take 3 more, one here, and one here at the front.
Yeah. Ben, this series will be England's first home series against India with that new high-risk, high-gain philosophy, the brand of Test cricket you guys are playing in Test cricket, since you and Brendan have taken over. So just wanted to know the prospect of playing that brand of cricket against an Indian bowling attack, which is as good as anything, and we have seen what this bowling attack is capable of in Australia. So just your thoughts on that.
Did you forget the one that we won in Birmingham?
Yeah, that one-off game, of course.
Yeah.
That's why I said the full series.
No, look, India, obviously Bumrah leading their attack, fantastic bowler, but there's 11 players on a team, and it takes a team to win a game of cricket. And look, we know Bumrah is an amazing bowler all around the world. His record shows that wherever he goes, he does well. So, we know Bumrah's going to be a threat, but we know that every other bowler that India have is also going to be a threat. So focusing on one individual over another isn't what we're going to be doing. But obviously you pay respect to your opposition, and Jasprit Bumrah certainly is a fantastic bowler.